Hello and welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep IAS. I welcome all of you to today's daily quiz session. But before we begin analyzing the questions for the day, a gentle quick reminder. In case you want better support, better strategy for the upcoming UPSC CSE exam, then kindly please fill up the Google form that has been provided in the description of this video. If you leave in your details, we shall be able to then provide you a one-on-one session, a one-on-one counseling session from our experts directly. So kindly please fill up the form and smoothen your preparation. Now let's come back to the agenda of the day. The very first question today has been picked up in reference to a news which says that the Honorable Prime Minister has announced his decision to install more than 1 crore solar rooftop panels across houses in various Indian states. Now this is referred to as Pradhan Mantri Suryodaya Yojana. The intention is not only to provide a major push to clean green energy, but then also to provide better access to a cheaper source of energy, to save electricity cost for 1 million of poor lower income households. On that note, let's see the statements of the first question. The first question says the Reva solar power project in Madhya Pradesh was the first solar project in the country to break the grid parity barrier. It's an absolutely valid statement, but we also need to understand what is the grid parity barrier. Often this is also referred to as the socket parity barrier. It is a phenomenon where an alternate source of energy, for example solar energy, is able to provide you power at a lower or equal cost to that of conventional source of energy, which means that it provides you power at a cheaper price than your electricity grid. So definitely Reva solar project was the first one to do so, and the first statement is valid here. Coming to the second statement, it talks about world's largest solar park being situated in India. You might have heard, absolutely it's a correct statement, because here we are referring to the Bhadla solar park that is situated in Rajasthan, approximately in the Jodhpur district of Rajasthan, an area which witnesses extremely high temperatures during the summertime. So therefore the second statement is valid as well. Coming to the third statement, it talks about ISA, International Solar Alliance, an initiative that was actually taken by India back in 2015, where many countries who are referred to as the Surya Putra countries or the sunshine countries, they came together into an agreement towards pushing solar energy, the agenda of promoting solar energy, right? So this statement is only semi-correct. Why? Because it says that in the context of International Solar Alliance, the sunshine countries are those which lie either completely or partially between the Tropic of Cancer and the equator, whereas these are the countries which lie partially or completely between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. So equator here is misplaced, making third the wrong statement. Let's also remember that Gurugram headquartered this alliance refers to a set of countries who receive direct overhead sun at least twice a year. So they receive a heavy amount of solar insolation. Now we know that only the first two statements are correct, and C therefore will be the valid answer. Coming to the second question. This talks about SEBI, the Securities Exchange Board of India. Why has it been picked up for you? This has been picked up in the context of one of the headlines from today's Economic Times, which says that India has actually emerged as the fourth largest stock market globally. It has overtaken Hong Kong market already. Now this is happening because, as we have all witnessed the previous few weeks of a very, very high record-breaking spikes in Indian exchanges. And hence, we talk about this question where we have two statements based on SEBI and SAT. The first statement says, initially, to begin with, when it was newly created, let's say in 1988, SEBI was a non-statutory body. This is correct. We know that when it was created back in 1988, it was a non-statutory body. Only after SEBI Act by Parliament in 1992, it became an autonomous and statutory body. The statement is valid. Because when we talk about 1992, we must also remember that it was on the recommendations of the Nara Simham Commission that SEBI was eventually given an autonomous statutory status. So the first statement is valid. Let's hop to the second statement now. It talks about another statutory body called Securities Appellate Tribunal. As the name suggests, it is appellate tribunal means that it is authorized to hear and dispose of any disputes that might occur with regards to any judgment or any orders passed by SEBI itself. Now, this initially was incorporated under section 15K of the SEBI Act 1992. So, the second statement is absolutely valid here because yes, it hears of all the disputes regarding orders placed through or via SEBI. So, both the statements are valid in this case, and then C becomes our correct answer. Proceeding with the third question. Once again, a question that has come here because of being in the news. We might have seen that the Hindu newspaper had this news regarding the FCRA. It said that Foreign Contribution Regulation Act. Under this provision, many Indian NGOs have been declared as defaulters. Many of them have had their license being cancelled. Why? Why were they proven as defaulters here? So that was the article, and the question here therefore talks in the context of FCRA itself. The first statement says FCRA, or Foreign Contribution Regulation Act, controls foreign funds or donations, contributions into India. It ensures that these funds do not compromise in any way on India's domestic security and integrity. Valid statement. That's exactly what the FCRA does. In fact, if there's any foreign contribution that is against nationalistic interest, it is against national good, then FCRA definitely has the authority of acting upon it. So we can say that the first statement is valid. Coming to the second statement, it is about FCRA. It says the Ministry of Finance is the agency. It oversees the implementation of FCRA. This is not the right statement because the FCRA is managed and it comes under the jurisdiction of the Honorable Ministry of Home Affairs, given that it is more a issue of internal security than being a purely financial issue. So therefore, only the first statement stands valid. We can say that A will be the answer option here. Now, the fourth question. This is a very interesting question and it has been primarily picked up because of a news piece which says that how Odisha government has requested for a batch of Kumki elephants from Tamil Nadu. So what are these Kumki elephants? The topic is relevant for biodiversity and environment for your UPSC. Now, Kumki elephants are a species of elephants which act as human friends, which act as friends to human communities, and they protect human communities against wild elephant attack. In that context, the question here has three statements. The first statement says the Kumki, it is also referred to as Kunki. In fact, there is another pronunciation for it. The term itself has been borrowed from Malayali language. It can also be Kumki, okay, with a double O. So Kumki is a species, a term used in India for Asian elephants who are trained and they are used in operations to capture wild elephants. It's absolutely a valid statement. That's what the Kumki elephants are famous for. In fact, they have been repeatedly used to minimize human-animal conflict, elephant-human conflict. Second statement talks about Asian elephants. It says Asian elephant is the largest living land animal in Asia. That's a true statement. And it has been listed as endangered species in the IUCN, the International Union for Conservation of Nature Red List. Again, the statement is correct. Asian elephant, being extremely popular species in entire Indian subcontinent, has been an endangered species and it has been highlighted in the IUCN red list right from 1986 onwards. Coming to the third statement, Assam is home to India's highest population of wild elephants, to be followed by Karnataka. I would say it's a jumbled up statement because as per the latest elephant census, it is Karnataka in fact which houses the largest Asian elephant population in India. Of course, there are other states also, such as Maharashtra, Assam, who have a sizable number of elephant population, but here it's Karnataka that leads and not Assam. So then we can say that the third statement is wrong, which means B will be the right answer, first and the second statement being valid. Now, having done with our 4 quiz questions, let's have a look at PYQ from 2015. Once again, related to biodiversity and environment, the question says, which of the following national parks in India is unique in being a swamp with floating vegetation that supports a very rich biodiversity? The options are A. Bhitar Kanika, B. Cable Lamjo National Park, C is Kiolado Ghana National Park, while D is Sultanpur National Park. So here the correct answer is B. Cable Lamjo National Park, situated in the state of Manipur and based and situated in the very, very famous Loktak Lake of Manipur. Why is the Loktak Lake again very popular? The Loktak Lake has a very important place for being one of the largest freshwater lakes in the world. In fact, it is one of its own kind, one of the very large freshwater lakes in entire South Asia. So let's remember Cable Lamjo National Park, then from Loktak Lake, Manipur, will be the answer here. Now let's quickly have a look at an interesting fact of the day. But why has this fact been taken for you today? Is because IFSC has been in the news since yesterday. Now recently, as per the decision of the Union government, IFSC have been provided, it has been provided with many more financial functions such as financial crime complaints, such as bookkeeping, accounting and many more services. But what are these agencies? What is an IFSC? So this stands for International Financial Services Center, and Gift City Ahmedabad, that's in Gujarat, is India's first IFSC that has been developed. The purpose is to serve the financial interests of people living outside India. So basically it works like an offshore bank. You can also call it an offshore financial center, which deals with the flow of money, financial products and services across or between borders. And which agency is taking care of the IFSC? So here we talk about an agency established in 2020 referred to as the IFSCA, the International Financial Services Center Authority. Right? So this is the statutory body under the Union government which takes care of regulations, which takes care of various procedures which associate with the functioning of IFSC in India. So being in news, it becomes quite an important topic in providing financial services, and now its ambit is being only further broadened by the government. So with this, we come to an end of today's daily quiz. Kindly do fill up the Google form and do contact us regarding the one-on-one counseling session. With this, thank you and have a great day.